Let's play Serve-Volley with Omar, the new character in the 204 of Tennis Clash, a sports game published by Live Studios. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel Gameplay 365 and to turn on the bell if you like this video. So, I faced a Kaito in this first match. He's having a higher agility than my Omar serve, and his biggest hand, the backhand stat, is higher than my volley stat, so in theory it should be totally possible for this Kaito to take my Omar down. By the way, my Omar is still at level 7 only. I didn't get any extra Omar card in the store or from bags lately, after having taken a lot of them from the Pro Pass bags and from the store. So, you know what I think about the level 7 Omar. This is rather tricky to compare him to Leo or even Diana at level 9, very simply because he's still at level 7. But right now with a level 7 Omar, what I feel is that the serve is not as easy, as smooth as when I use Leo. For the volley, well, it depends on the opponent, of course, in the way how they return, how they hit back. But yeah, that was very beautifully done there. Overall, I would say that volleying with Omar feels rather easy. Of course, this character is a serve-volley player, so he's not clumsy near the net like Jonah or Luke. I would say that he's really like Diana, so his serve is not as good as Leo's, and he doesn't give me this impression of having a very high wingspan like Leo. It's really about a level 13 male version of Diana, and I am afraid that it will be the same problem too compared to Leo. He's not very tall, 1 m 90 versus 2 m 04 centimeter for Leo, so he doesn't have this huge advantage whenever he serves. And well, for the wingspan, obviously he will have a shorter wingspan, and that may play a big role whenever Omar needs to play volley versus another volley player using Leo. Well, as you know, I have already told that in my video. I have this very clear impression that when I play with Diana versus Leo, well, Leo is having more quick catches more easily, even when both are on the good trajectory of the ball. Well, Leo seems to activate quick catch much often. Alright, a final down the line passing shot attempt, which was not accurate enough here. Overall, playing with 11-7 Omar is still impossible in 204, mainly because a lot of my opponents lack a bit of experience to counter volley players. So even if my serves were not so strong all the time, well, I was not really trying to hit very hard serves most of the time. The level of opposition being a bit lower, of course, than in high tours. There's no need to force too much, so you can kind of practice without much pressure. Of course, now and then you have very good players knowing how to counter perfectly. This one was trying to hit hard now and then, but I was lucky enough to guess correctly where his Florence was going to hit. And by the way, even with a level 7 Omar, a lot of my other cards were of high tours, and at the level 9 So that was still possible, still good to fight. Yep, as you can see, having a very strong serve is not always necessary if you can wrong foot your opponent. Let's try another Florence. Still higher agility than my Omar serve and better backhand stat than the volley stat of Omar. It means that she can, if she anticipates correctly my serves, here again she can take my Omar down without much difficulty. Like here, a perfectly executed passing shot, very nice. Yep. Some lucky quick catches. Of course, serving on the weaker hand of this Florence was pretty useful to keep the initiative and hit a relatively easy volley into the other corner. But this opponent can hit very strong cross-court shots, like the two last ones. Very nice. Now and then, I serve on the strong hand to wrong foot this Florence. And by the end, with a lower stamina, that was not too tricky to outflank her. That was rather surprising, by the way, that I got so many counter punches when I was entering for this shorter session with Omar playing Serve-Volley, because usually in 2-4 they are mostly high serve big forehand players or high serve two equally strong hands low, and he is one of them. Of course, high serve big forehand players lack agility and have generally one pretty weak hand, so it's not too tricky to hit a drop volley and to put them out of reach. And it's easier to do so in lower tours, in higher tours as well. Victoria can still get to the drop volleys now and then to try and hit one very big forehand shot, but in capping 9 that is pretty different. Yeah, that was very nice forehand smash. I kind of messed with my volley there. Trying to wrong foot. I didn't change the direction of serve, but the return of my opponent was not accurate enough. I could have let it go into the alley, but given that it was not tricky to hit as a volley, I hit it in. Alright, let's face a strong serve. Two balanced hands low now. Playing with nylon. He needs to hit very strong shots and end rallies super fast, otherwise he wouldn't have no more stamina by the end. Yeah, a 45 agility doesn't help you to get to those drop volleys quickly enough, and that's then not very tricky with Omar to put them volleys out of his reach. The shots were not very strong, because hand stats were not very high. Didn't guess correctly for that one. But it should be too late now for this low to do something. And indeed, a final inaccurate return sealed the deal. Alright, well, you are going to see now the build that I was using for those matches. Well, I hope you enjoy watching Omar, the new character, play Serve-Volley in the 204 of Tennis Clash, a sports game published by Wildlife Studios. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel Gameplay T65 and to turn on the bell to stay tuned for new videos of Tennis Clash. Thank you a lot for your support, and see you soon on Gameplay T65. Bye-bye.